What's good, YouTube? Masex back with another video. Here with another episode with Big Will. What's good, bro?
Yo, what's up, man?
Not much, man. Friday night.
Yo.
Glad to have you back on here. We got a couple topics to talk about with the people, man. So somebody we've been talking about for a while, AJ Brown, the saga, coming off of a very tough victory against the Packers. Here's what we got on AJ Brown and the Eagles. Recently, AJ Brown basically vented his frustration on a Twitch stream, saying it's been a show, quote unquote, and even telling fantasy owners to drop him. He's clearly not happy, and his numbers this year, a little over 400 yards, 3 touchdowns through 8 games. Definitely a drop from what typical AJ Brown play we usually seeing, but nonetheless, they're winning. They are continuing to win. He is definitely coming off as a me-first player. Coach Sirianni's even acknowledged it in press conferences, but definitely there's a narrative adding to the drama despite their success. Once again, we're talking about AJ Brown instead of winning. I know with you, especially closer ties to Philly, being in Philly for a few years, I definitely wanted to bring this topic up, kind of see what you felt about AJ Brown. What's going on with him, basically?
Well, man, like you said, I think, honestly, it's time for them to trade him. I really do. You know, he fulfilled his obligation. When they signed him, it was to win a Super Bowl. They've done that. And it's like, if you're trying to repeat or create something, you know, a dynasty, whatever, then you got to get rid of this. You know, we were talking about, T.O. when he went there, when T.O. was with Philly. And it's like he divided the locker room. I always think about that because it's like with AJ Brown, man, I mean, we don't know what's going on in the locker room, but we know there's probably impressionable players. There's probably players that are on his side, probably players that are not on his side, maybe more with management. Maybe it's a him and Jalen Hurts type of thing. Because even last year, we saw some videos when they were arguing, they seemed upset with each other. And it's like right there, you got the quarterback receiver and then people pick sides. You know, one thing that I think is the most worrisome, they're winning and he's complaining. So that really tells you that's a me person. You know what I'm saying? Like you were saying with the stats, I mean, yeah, he's had 31 receptions, 408 yards, 3 touchdowns. Now, last year, he had 67 receptions, 1,079 yards, and 7 touchdowns. So I don't know if he's going to hit those numbers from last year, especially, and then with touchdowns, I don't know. I mean, they got a lot of talent. So there could be a chance that he doesn't. Even with the yards, I mean, they still got what? We're 8 games? We're halfway through the season.
Yeah, about halfway.
But we know the last maybe 2 games, they sit the starters anyway. So, or they play maybe a half or some,
right?
Or, something like that. Mm-hmm. So he may not hit those numbers from last year, and that I just think that should be a cause for concern for Philly, for the Eagles, because that's just a me person written all over it. You know, that's just he's just worried about his numbers. I mean, if a Super Bowl can't make you happy, what will then? You know, so like I said, he fulfilled his obligations. He's won. He helped them win a Super Bowl. So I think it's time to go. And I always think from just an Eagles fan perspective, if you turn on the city, the people will hate you. They don't care what you do. They will hate you. Look at Carson Wentz. I just think AJ Brown is going to be in that same category, Super Bowl or not. I think fans are done with it, and I think Philly should be done with it at this point.
I mean, I definitely agree, man. I mean, I'm a team first guy. When you're winning and you're still making it about yourself, that tough win on the road in Lambeau, the Packers, Super Bowl aspirations legitimately. Why are you talking about yourself and how many targets you're getting and, you know, the passive aggressive, you should go ahead and release me off of fantasy football? And
yeah,
man. Come on, man. Grow up. He's definitely not on pace. Hearing the numbers that you just stated, like, yeah, he's definitely not going to meet those numbers. But, you know, your legacy, I mean, we know who AJ Brown is. For me, I think your legacy only grows more with Super Bowls than, you know, another 1,000-yard season. Do what you got to do for your team and be champions. Your team's on a mission. They're trying to repeat, man. You know how hard that is in NFL?
Yeah.
To me, the NFL is the hardest sport to repeat in as far as the major sports in America.
Hands down. And then, you know, one thing I think they got to look at, and every team should, Seattle Seahawks. Remember, we thought at the time, I thought they were going to win a couple. They only walked out with one. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it's like looking at this Phillies team, if AJ Brown, if he does get traded or whatever, I'm sure, you know, down the line, he's going to look back and think, man, we had something special. We could have did something special because it's not going to be easy to replace him. Let's just be honest. It's not going to be easy to replace him. And that's probably going to hurt the team and just hurt him. I mean, I think it's going to hurt his value overall because who's going to want a me guy? You know, he may get a contract from maybe a team that's not so good, or maybe someone may pick him up that's a contender. I just think if he does leave, this could be something where you look back at and you're like, man, you know, they played in 2 Super Bowls, lost one, won the other. They could repeat again. And it's like, bro, you're messing this up. You know what I'm saying? And that's your legacy right there, you know? So
that's a good point because you brought up T.O. and that's why though it was not right, but that's why he had to wait till his 3rd year to being a Hall of Fame player. And people consider him a top 3 all-time wide receiver.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So just moving on to more positive news, especially with somebody like myself, a Colts fan. Jonathan Taylor, we know the season he's having, just completely balled out. If you're a fantasy owner of Jonathan Taylor like myself, it's like 3x, big grin on your face. You look at his stats now, he's already got over 1,100 yards, 6 yards a carry in the NFL. I mean, 6 yards a carry in college football is considered elite. So we're talking about legendary season right now. Already 15 rushing touchdowns, bro.
Yeah.
So 244 yards, carried the ball 32 times. I ain't gonna lie, I don't like that part. But 3 touchdowns, 83-yarder, scored in overtime. It's like we can go on and on about what he's doing this year. My question to you is, as the league, I'd say the last 20 years or so, 25 years, has pretty much made MVP strictly a QB award.
Yep.
And they'll give the best non-QB offensive player of the year.
Yeah.
But this year, 2025, man, bump that. I want to ask you, though, should Jonathan Taylor be the MVP frontrunner at this point in the season?
Yes, I do think so. I want to read off some numbers because do you remember the last running back that got MVP?
Nah, I don't even – I can only think of quarterbacks right now.
All right. When I say this, you're going to be like, oh, yeah, I remember now. Adrian Peterson, 2012.
Oh, 2012.
Went off the ACL. That was an unbelievable season. But I just want, like you said, with his numbers, 1,139 yards, averaging 6 yards per carry, 15 touchdowns, like you said. But I want to read off AP's stats for 2012.
Okay.
He had, ending the season, he had 2,097 yards, 12 touchdowns, and he was averaging 6 yards per carry.
Okay.
And then I just want to read one more. Now, this player didn't get MVP, and I personally feel like he should have. Saquon Barkley last year, 2,005 yards, 5.8 yards on average, and then 13 touchdowns. So, yes, I do think Jonathan Taylor should get MVP. Personally, I mean, offensive player, I mean, let's just keep it real. I mean, it's an award, but at the same time, if you're an MVP for a quarterback, obviously that's all offense. So, to me, it kind of ties in. It's kind of same thing in a way. I know some people may see it as a little different, but I've always thought that was kind of the same. I mean, MVP, offensive player. So I think, yes, it should be strictly. I think it shouldn't just go to quarterbacks. I definitely think if you're a running back having these type of numbers, you should definitely be MVP because this is the thing. Historically, once a running back puts up numbers like that, their numbers are usually going to dip down. If you look at Saquon right now, his numbers are going down.
Mm-hmm.
AP, I would have to pull up his numbers, but I'm almost positive the next year he didn't have the same dominant season, which makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Running backs take a lot of beatings, like you're saying with the carries he's getting. You don't like that because he's going to take a beating. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So yes, I definitely think he should get MVP, and I hope he does. Because like I said, it's been over a decade since a running back's got it.
Yeah, most valuable player. The Colts off, even if you want to go into value. Daniel Jones is having a hell of a year. We've talked about Daniel Jones on previous episodes, but the offense and everybody on the Colts will admit it, coaching staff as well, they're not going to have the season they're having without Jonathan Taylor. They're not going to be first-ranked offensive in so many metrics without Jonathan Taylor. He is the most valuable player in the year. Yeah, some other candidates, Drake May, I've seen some Matthew Stafford. I think for a time, Baker Mayfield was in those conversations. Earlier on, it was Dak. But come on, man. Like, most valuable players is not – I get quarterback's the most important position, but it's not the only valuable position. in Jonathan Taylor. Like you said, he's had a year like this, an outlierish type year like this. You got to reward him.
Yeah, but the only thing I would say is this: the reason why I think there's a chance. I mean, I want him to get it, but I think there's a chance he may not. I mean, Saquon had an unbelievable year last year. You know what I'm saying? And he lost to Josh Allen. So I don't know, man.
We'll continue to monitor Jonathan Taylor. I am as a Colts fan, and of course, I'm trying to win a fantasy football championship this year. So you already know I'm gonna be on top of every play that Jonathan Taylor has. For the rest of the season. More news in the NFL this past week. Giants fired Brian Daboll after starting season 2-8. They've made Mike Kafka the interim head coach for now. Some early names being tossed around for the permanent role. Believe this, Bill Belichick.
I've heard it.
He's actually reportedly shown interest in a comeback in the NFL. So he's already, crazy enough, it seems like he's already realizing that college football is not for him. So he's expressed interest, according to reports. Steve Spagnuolo from their own defensive staff, that's the other candidate. So early on right now, but those are the top two candidates right now to take over the head coaching role. What's your opinions with Brian Daboll? Started off hot his first year, 2022, led them to the playoffs. 23, 24, and 25, man, it's just been a different story. I think he's a great coach. I don't think he's had the weapons that he should have. I mean, look at the quarterbacks right now that he's dealing with. Jackson Dart has shown the life of new beginnings, a new chapter, a new era for the New York Giants. But other than that, I just don't think he was really given a fair deal. But I did want to hear your position, especially you being formerly an East Coast guy. What are your opinions with Brian Daboll and just the Giants overall as an organization?
Well, like you said, one playoff appearance, his overall record was 20, 40, and 1. So, I mean, a losing record. But when you look at the QBs he's been given, Daniel Jones was drafted in 2019, so he had Daniel Jones. Russell Wilson, until they made the change to Jackson Dart. So it's like, hey, man, unfortunately, you only get so long, and then nobody cares what you were given. They just want to know, what are you going to do with it? Which in NFL, I mean, it's just hard to win. If you don't have the talent, it's hard to win.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes, I think he's a great coach, too. I really do. I mean, his best player, let's just keep it real, the best player he had that whole time was Saquon Barkley.
Right.
And they ended up losing him to the Eagles, and we saw what happened with that. So I definitely think he's going to get another chance. It would have been nice to see them try to build on this. You know what I'm saying? I know they're 2-8 right now, but no one had any expectations for the Giants this year. I mean, I think there were some, but we didn't expect, a real contender.
No, I didn't.
Exactly. So it would have been nice if he could have got, at least next year, just to see what would have happened with Jackson Dart. And I mean, I think their defense has been one that has kind of impressed. Because I remember in the offseason, I was always thinking their defense could be good, but if they don't have an offense, then the defense is just going to get gassed and they'll be, they'll struggle. And we saw against the Eagles, their defense played pretty well. They had that offense. So it looked like a really good team. They came down to earth. Scatterboo got injured, and like I said, there's really no expectations for them. So I think to fire him was just premature. Maybe they really want Bill Belichick. Maybe they think. I mean, seriously, because I saw that and I was like, well, I mean, he's stepping into it's not a bad position. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I
agree. Really not. So I think Bill Belichick has had he's had the reverse of man. I'm drawing a blank, and when I say this, I know you're gonna know the name instantly. Alabama's former head coach.
Oh, Saban.
Yeah, Saban. Nick Saban. Yeah, he's had the reverse. Remember, Nick Saban went to the Dolphins. And he's like, oh, this ain't for me.
Yeah.
And I think Bill Belichick, he has the reverse. I got to get back to him.
Yeah.
So maybe they just want Bill Belichick, but I really wish they would have gave him more time. Honestly, I mean, 3 years, bro. Like now it's just you get 2 years. You don't have the talent, then you're gone. You're going to try somewhere else. So it's unfortunate. But overall, I'm not shocked by it. I feel like the Jets are a badly run organization, and the Giants. I mean, they let Saquon go, bro. I mean, and it's just watching those. They recorded their interactions. it didn't sound like he wanted to go, but they let him go nonetheless, and we saw what happened. So I'm not really shocked by this. Overall, I'm not really shocked by this decision.
I think a full off-season training camp with Jackson Dart as the lead helm, because he's shown so much promise this year. Daboll has worked really well with quarterbacks with promise anyways, going back with Josh Allen, now Jackson Dart.
Yep.
I really was looking forward to seeing, and then you got Daboll. Remember in October, they were really tearing up the internet. Like they were really bringing a lot of life, those two single-handedly.
Yeah.
So I knew they weren't going to make the playoffs still, but going into 2026, you think that potentially onto something with the defense that you mentioned.
Yeah, and I mean, I think it's the potential part of it. It's like you see the potential, you see where it could go. You really learn, like I've really learned chemistry means a lot, so it's like just getting a new head coach, like a Bill Belichick. We don't know if he's going to, have the same relationship with the Jackson Dart, because Bill Belichick,
that's a good point.
Let's be honest, he's been successful in the league, so he could come in, try to do his own thing, and that just may not mesh well.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? With Daboll, I mean, at least Jackson Dart has been with him, has a relationship with him.
Looks like they got along pretty well.
Exactly. So compared to a Bill Belichick who, he had Tom Brady and may just come in, I want to do this, you never know, but time will tell, right?
Right. Absolutely. And moving on, man, to the NBA, the rookies, man, there's been a lot. This is turning out to be a really good class. Maybe even a historic class. Of course, we'll need a long amount of years to really determine that. I mean, you can go down the list. There's notable rookies having very fast starts in the end. It's not just that they're playing well, but they're playing well so early in the season. We got the list. We went over the list of a lot of the rookies making impacts so far through 1 month into the season, not even a month into the season. For you, Will, like which rookie has impressed you the most so far?
I would say I got two, man. I got, VJ Edgecombe from Philly. Averaging 15 points, 5.5 rebounds, 4 assists, a little bit over 40% for field goal percentage. And then we got Cedric Coward, 14 points, close to 6 rebounds, 5.9 rebounds, 3 assists, and then field goal percentage is pretty nice, 48.4.
Okay.
I think those are the two, and there's a lot, like you said, there's a lot, man. I think those are the two who are really impressive. I think both are in really good positions because it's like you look at Philly with Embiid, you got, Maxey, and then overall their team is not as bad as I thought. I think he's stepping into something good because let's keep it real. The Embiid era is probably pretty much over. I don't know what they're going to do with him, but, he's obviously not going to be the main guy. So I think VJ's really stepping into a good position in Philly. But then even with Cedric, with the Ja Morant stuff, it's like you see this young guy coming up. They got a new head coach. There's reports that Ja doesn't get along with the head coach. Right. Maybe, and I'm not trying to, make a hot take or whatever, but maybe they'd be more comfortable with moving Ja, knowing, hey, maybe this guy could be our future. You know what I'm saying? Now, don't get me wrong, Ja Morant's a great talent, but, if he's uncoachable or, let's keep it real, he's been a little selfish, maybe not on the court, but off the court stuff he's done is a little selfish and he may need some growing up to do. Maybe they're more fine with cutting ties with him if they see, hey, we may have something special with Cedric Coward. You know what I'm saying? So those are the two that I think have impressed me the most.
Absolutely. And I'll definitely follow back up with Coward because, he's the real deal for sure. My rookie that's impressed me the most is Con Kneppel with the Charlotte Hornets.
I would say, yeah.
And honestly, he's impressed me because I wasn't sure how well he was going to be in the NBA. Like, you look at him and he doesn't necessarily, if you saw him walking around, downtown Indy, you'd probably think he was just another guy that's kind of tall. He's about 6'4". So he doesn't, the look test necessarily, not really athletic, but already, on a Charlotte Hornets team that does have some weapons out there with Melo. He's making a huge impact, 16 points a game, 6 rebounds. I was not expecting him to be that good on the glass overall. very efficient, brings that knockdown 3-point shooting. He might not be, the flashy highlight reel guy like a VJ Edgecombe, but the consistent production, the efficiency, which is something that the Hornets really need. Not the most efficient, with a lot of their top 3 scorers over there. I think that he's really impressed me. I wasn't expecting him to be this good this early, and I think that he's going to help Charlotte turn things around a little bit. A very fun team to watch riding up and down the court. So for me, Kneppel definitely has impressed me.
Yeah, no, I agree, man. I think if anything, like, especially with Charlotte, bro, you just got to look towards the future. You got to start building towards the future. I mean, that's all you can really do at this point. So I agree with you, man.
Absolutely. But yeah, man, Coward, bro, came onto the scenes pretty late. I think in the process, I think you had mentioned, in our pre-recording huddle that Cedric Coward, he's got it out the mud.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's somebody that's coachable, bro. That's someone that can be humble and that you can build on. You know what I mean? So I just think, I don't know. I think that's perfect for Memphis, man, because they were one of those teams we were looking at one point, especially with Ja, man. He could have been the face of the league.
Absolutely.
It's like they kind of missed the mark, I feel like. I'm not saying things can't change, but it's just looking more and more that he's probably not going to be there long term. Either he's going to want to trade or they're going to trade him,
Get rid of him.
Yeah, man, we'll definitely see. I mean, but yeah, just when you said that, just looking at some of the foreign players, I mean, you look at Luka, how he's playing now, Giannis. It's like, yeah, they just have a different motor, man. They just have a different expectation. And
Wembanyama, man.
Yeah. Which he's looking like I remember you saying generational, like he may be the best ever.
I think
at one point,
for sure.
Yeah, bro. I'm on that. I'm on that train now, bro. I'm not gonna lie, because I think even this year, I know you said finals, bro. I don't know about that, but
yeah,
I think they're gonna make a run. I think they're definitely
gonna make a run. They definitely are. De'Aaron Fox I thought he'd be a little rusty coming in, but he looks great. Yeah. I think they can win the West.
I don't know, man. Yeah, okay, I got OKC. I got
OKC. If I was a betting man, I definitely would be taking the Thunder.
They do. And I just wanted to say one more thing about the rookies. The reason I said that DJ is in a really good position right now, Philly is 3rd in the East. And then you think about Cedric Coward, they're 11th in the West. So it's like, when you start losing, you're probably going to start moving some pieces, man, especially when you've been good in the past. Probably going to start moving some pieces and seeing who has value and who doesn't. So,
Absolutely. But yeah, bro. Hey, man. I think that's all we got for today. And like I always say with you guys, you made it this far in the video. We deeply appreciate it. Definitely comment. We covered over a couple topics across the NFL and the NBA. If anything stood out to you, comment your opinion on some of the topics that we talked about. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And like I always like to do at the end, is there any last words or any final things that you need to get off your mind?
Nah, man, it's trying to get a win in fantasy, man. Everything, man, I just gotta plug this in. Hey, Adam Silver. He's looks like he may get off scotch-free with the whole stuff. When you said he's cheesing somewhere, he's cheesing somewhere. Yeah, he probably is, man. He probably is.
Like I said, he the king of sweeping because he knows how to sweep anything under the rug. So
yeah,
we definitely gonna follow up on that. Like you said, it's people's short-term memory. There's not a lot no new breaking news because people forgot about it, but we haven't forgot. We definitely gonna follow up on his sneaky behind for sure.
Yeah,
absolutely. But all right, you guys, definitely appreciate you guys tuning in. We'll see y'all in the next episode. Hope y'all have a good one. Peace out.
Peace.
Shit.